And yes, it's actually good evening to me. And I was telling, Mrs. Intantano is actually my classmate from first year to fourth year. And we were in the same school during our, what was that? What do you call that? The last year of your teaching in college? The last semester practice teaching, practicum? Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We were together in the same
Practical
school.
teaching.
So we were best friends through and through. And then she actually contacted me about this talk, and I am so glad to be here. And this is really very fitting since I have actually just started being an instructional coach, but I've been teaching in here in North Carolina for 15 years already. Actually, now is my 16th year. So many things have been mentioned already by Vivian. Now I'm going to have my presentation so everybody can see it clearly. And Mrs. Intatano is going to be the one to moderate the chat for me. If there are any questions, just let me know. If there is any need for me to clarify things, if I need to go back and say something else, just let me know. And I may not be able to see the chat from time to time, so she'll be the one moderating it from me. So what I'm going to share with everyone today, or yes, it is today, not tonight. What I'm going to share today is instructional coaching in a virtual environment. Since this is very fitting for us because we have been doing this. I did this for the whole year last year, since we started with being virtual the whole time for the entire school year until March. We went back to school, but still we continued with instructional coaching in a virtual environment. So I cannot go visit the classroom. There are no kids in the classroom. For the time being that we were in the classroom, I think we went back to the classroom in March, but there were kids. Most of the kids stayed at home. So there are some kids that are actually in the classroom with the teacher, but most of the time the teacher is actually teaching to the computer. So there's not much observation, there's not much going on happening in the classroom. So what we actually adapted is always that of a virtual environment. And I heard, based on what's happening right now, based on the pandemic, based on what we have going, you probably will be in a virtual environment for the entire school year. Hoping not, but for us over here, it's face to face. So, well, yeah, good luck to us all. No social distancing whatsoever. We heard we just have to wear masks and we're good. So let's move on. Let me just go back to the pointers to some of the things that was mentioned already. So we have 5 areas of coaching that I'm going to focus on today. It's collaborating, modeling, observing, providing feedback, and then providing support. So when it comes to collaborating, coaches make it possible for teachers to take time to have real conversations about teaching. If we do not have any kind of collaboration whatsoever, there's actually no coaching, because we have to have conversations. We have to be able to talk to teachers, try to have a relationship with them. That's what it is. That's what we are going to focus on today. And then we have the modeling. I'm sorry, my slide is actually moving way faster than me. Okay. ICs or instructional coaches help teachers obtain a deeper understanding of strategy in the context where it matters most, that is in the classroom. So anytime that I have to do something in the classroom, or anytime that I wanted to share something with my teachers, I have to model it first. And I have to push myself to be actually updated with things that I can find somewhere else. And I try to be updated with technology. I've been actually doing that since I started teaching. So it's also a given, since we are coaches, that we have to know so much more than we actually should know if we are just in the classroom, because we are given enough opportunity or time to be able to observe, look around, gather resources, because we are no longer just limited to the classroom view. We have a much better view or a broader view, and we can actually gain more and access more information from other people, from other schools, from other districts, and eventually put them together so that we can show them to our teachers. And number 3 is, of course, observing. Now, this is actually a typical classroom that we have here. And by the way, all of the pictures that I'm using right over here in my presentation are my real pictures in the classroom. So this is now our typical classroom with the masks. And yeah, so I probably am going back to observing again in the classroom this school year, because now we're back in the classroom. And like what Mrs. Intatano already mentioned, no two people will see the same class the same way. Even when we're seated in the classroom at the same time, I might be looking at something else, you might be looking at something else. But it's always needed for us to go back and observe. Try to see. There are many things that we can see at 10 o'clock that we might not see at 10 o'clock the next day. We actually have the opportunity to observe, and we wanted to gain a better understanding of how the teachers are doing in the classroom so that we will be able to coach them much better. And providing feedback is always the best. And I have teachers that are always coming up to me like, how did I do? Let me know. And I am going to show you how to provide feedback also online, virtually. So focus your eyes and ears on the right things, and hopefully we'll have a much better conversation with our teachers. And providing support all the time, dealing with our parents, dealing with our students. We have to provide actually the support that our teachers needed, because we all know our main goal is always to help our students.